Hello and welcome to Legal Rights, only on CIB24.com. My name is Ellie Moaveni of Moaveni Law, and I'm here once again to answer your legal questions. What is access and visitation? An access right of a parent is when you are able to see your children on a scheduled time frame. So for example, if one party has only access to a child, then they can visit with their child every Wednesday afternoon on a certain time. For example, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. they can have dinner together, and every alternate weekends from Friday afternoon to Sunday. And this is something that parties can agree to depending on their work schedules, or perhaps they can't agree to it and it's court ordered. Whether or not you have access once a week or twice a week, this is determined on the child's relationship with the parent and the availability of the parent. And so generally the courts vary access times depending on the age of the child and depending on the work schedule of the parent. If I'm unhappy with a court decision, what are my options? Remember that often people are not happy with court decisions. And court decisions are not always a win-win case, especially when you're dealing with family law. If you're dealing with contract situations as well, I could say, you're not always happy. But in a case where you are feeling that legally you have been deprived of your rights, then you can appeal a situation, and there are certain time frames that you have to abide by to meet the appeal requirements. An appeal is when you are going to a higher court to request that the court review the decision of the previous court. It's an expensive procedure, and it's something you should discuss with your lawyer. What does one have to do to become a licensed legal practitioner in Ontario? I have been a lawyer for approximately 13 years, so it's been a while since I've been in school, but things have not changed really when it comes to the standards of education, and I think the procedures in study and articling, which is a clerkship period for students. You would have to study an undergraduate degree in a university, and once you complete your undergraduate degree, or in some cases, depending on the university, if you've completed 2 years of your university degree, you can apply for a law school in Ontario or in the United States. And you also have to write the LSAT, which is LSAT, the law school admission test. And the law school admission test is a very, very complicated test of reason and logic, and you have to do really well. And if you do, then a university compares your grades and your LSAT mark, and then you can apply to get into a university in Ontario or perhaps outside of Ontario. What is the best place to look if I'm in need of a lawyer's assistance? I'd suggest that the best way to meet a lawyer of your choice is perhaps through the referral of a family or a friend. And if that fails, then you can go to resources online or the newspaper or Yellow Pages to look for someone who has experience in the area that you're looking for. Before making a rash decision to take someone to court, stop and think about whether or not it's worth it. In many instances, one may not have anything to gain from taking legal action. You should never go to court to prove a point. That's all for this installment of Legal Rights, only on CIB24.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to both our YouTube and Daily Motion channels. I'm Ellie Moaveni, reminding you to stay out of trouble.